I am at the Stanley Museum in Stanley, Idaho. From 1908 to 1972, the Stanley Ranger Station was the headquarters and work center of the Stanley Ranger District, housing staff and stock and humming with activity. President Theodore Roosevelt established the Sawtooth and Salmon River Forest Reserves on November 6, 1906. In 1908, they were converted into the Sawtooth and Chalice National Forests, and the Valley Creek Ranger Station was established. The station is located at the confluence of Valley Creek and the Salmon River. Ranger stations were located near trails, lakes, or rivers, no more than a day's horseback ride apart. The Yankee Fork Station to the north and the Sawtooth Valley Station to the south were the closest neighbors. The first office was built from 1909 to 1910 by Ranger Edward P. Huffman. It was used until a new office, which is now the Stanley Museum, was built from 1932 to 1933 by Ranger Merle Markle with help from the newly created Civilian Conservation Corps. A telephone office garage was built in 1929, a machine shop was built in 1932, a barn in 1933, the tool shed and ice house was built from 1933 to 34, and an oil house in 1935. The machine shop and oil house are gone, but the other buildings remain. A clerk's residence was constructed sometime in the late 1930s, but removed in the 1960s. A replica of this residence is in the planning phase of reconstruction. 13 Rangers served the Stanley District in the 64 years that Valley Creek was its headquarters. Their names are listed on the Life at Valley Creek Ranger Station sign on the museum porch. In 1972, Congress created the Sawtooth National Recreation Area, and much of the Stanley Ranger District became part of the Sawtooth National Recreation Area. At that time, the staff transferred to the current Stanley Ranger Station 4 miles to the south. From 1908 down through the years, many local residents have worked for the Forest Service, sometimes alongside the Rangers, helping to fight fires, do road work, and many other tasks. This from the 1905 Forest Ranger Manual Use Book. Quote, Rangers must be thoroughly sound and able-bodied, capable of enduring hardships and of performing severe labor under trying conditions. Invalids seeking light out-of-doors employment need not apply. A forest ranger must be able to take care of himself and his horses in regions remote from settlements and supplies. He must be able to build trails and cabins, ride, pack, and deal tactfully with all classes of people. Early Rangers were in charge of day-to-day operations on ranger districts, including firefighting, staffing lookouts, organizing rescue parties, maintaining and building trails, administering grazing allotments, and preventing timber theft and grazing trespass. This is the ice house. Why is it so cold in here? You are entering a refrigerator. This 32-inch wide space between the double walls and ceiling was filled with about 18,000 pounds of sawdust from nearby sawmills. The insulation kept the interior cold. Like a giant refrigerator. There is an ice crusher, it says. A cream separator. That's cool. Ice saw, ice tongs, some hanging meat. Cool. Up until the 1970s, there was no local fire department, ambulance crew, search and rescue, or law enforcement in the Stanley area, so those duties usually fell on the ranger. If somebody got shot, call the ranger. Somebody was having a baby, call the ranger. Somebody turned their truckload of cows over, call the ranger. Showing that it's about 40 degrees in here. I'm not sure what it is outside, but it's not that cold. Oh, I forgot to show you. I'm not sure what that was for, but Also a couple of sleds over here in the corner. It's kind of a tight space. Look at the thickness of the door here. Can you see it? I know the sun's coming in, so it's kind of hard to see. But that's pretty cool. And now we have the tool shed. There's the whole building, the tool shed and the ice house. It's got an upstairs. It's pretty cool. This is a great little museum. Trail-closed motor vehicles. That's been shot up a little bit. In 1908, Rangers had to be between 21 and 40 years old. Starting pay was $75 a month, and they provided their own horse, saddle, tack, clothing, firearms, food, cooking gear, and bedroll. Most Rangers were locals, selected for their outdoor skills and respected by their neighbors. University-trained foresters started to enter the agency by the 1920s. Women entered the workforce in the 1960s. In 1917, telephones began connecting ranger stations and fire lookouts. By 1962, wireless radios conveyed messages, fire roads crisscrossed the forest, cars and trucks replaced horses and wagons, and airplanes patrolled woods and range. Instead of the 141-page use book, rangers in the 1960s had to consult a bookshelf full of policies, making some rangers grumble about doing paperwork behind a desk instead of working outside. The Osborne Firefinder says it uses a topographic map on a turning board with two signs at opposite ends. The observer lines the sights up with the fire or smoke and notes the location from the degrees measured on the base. Location could be more accurate by comparing results with other equipped lookouts. That's cool. It's a Decker pack saddle, first used by Old Man Charlie Daniels in 1898. It was used to pack a mule with heavy loads for long distances. There's some old U.S. Forest Service toolboxes. Thinking that that's the Sawtooth Mountains. If it is, I can see why. It makes sense to me. I am now byway information ahead. I think I'm now on Highway 21 going out of Stanley. Looks like maybe a little road work going on. What do you think? It might be a little chilly in my campsite tonight. It might be. Ew. This guy's, I guess, directing traffic here. Boy, no smile, nothing. Camping permitted only in areas with a metal fire ring and this sign. The place that I had mapped out to camp is still about 1.5 miles up this road. I have noticed that there have been some camp spots prior to this, but they were all full. Plus, the way my maps is, since I am offline and will be offline for the foreseeable future of using this map, it's not happy if I don't go actually to a place. it's not letting me exit the next stop like I normally am able to. I actually have to go there in order for it to basically let me continue on. I know I'm so far out of range of anything that I cannot get new directions until I'm somewhere where there's a cell signal. So here's another one of those areas. It's a 10-day limit, it says. And so, like I said, I sure hope I can find a spot tonight, because if I can't, I'm going to have to go on. And I've only got one other spot mapped out. So hopefully it'll work tonight. I saw one of these crossing the road today. It's a wolverine. And I didn't know what it was. I just thought, wow, that looks like a tiny bear. I mean, because they're not very big. Or the one I saw wasn't very big. I think this is called Bonneville Hot Springs. And it's just about, well, it said it was 3/4 of a mile, but I think it was more like a mile from what my GPS said. You can see it's burning out hot stuff. Can you see the steam coming off over there? I can. Oh wow. I don't know if I'll end up getting in or not. It's up here, it's going to be really hot. Down there, it might be a little difficult to get to. Huh. Let's see what in the world this is. Aha! There's a little tub in here. I guess I'll fill it. Oh gosh. It's definitely warm. I guess I'll try it out. I'd probably just as soon it not be inside like this, but it's too shallow to do anything over there. So they have several pools down that way. I'm thinking I might just try out that tub. Looked clean. I decided to go ahead and try out the tub. Pretty nice way to soak, because I can get my neck in real good. Nice curved edges of the tub. Yeah, it feels good. Just chillaxing. Alright, I'm walking back to the parking lot now. And it is a $5 fee for parking. There is a campground there, and there's also fees for the campground. Look at that lichen. Huh. No, that's not lichen. Not a bad little soak.